The Flatiron Building in New York, despite being only 22 stories tall in a city of towering skyscrapers, has remained an iconic and unique symbol since 1902. It's not just a typical building, it's a distinctive oddity. Its unusual triangular shape has drawn the attention of photographers, tourists, and filmmakers for many years. However, in recent times, this famous structure has been vacant and covered in scaffolding, leading to a New York court ordering it to be auctioned in early 2023, turning the auction into a somewhat comical event. This marks the latest uncertain chapter in the building's long history. A structure that has witnessed significant moments in New York's past and has endured numerous challenges. In today's episode, we delve into the story of how this unusual tower came into existence, how it became an icon, and why the current difficulties surrounding its sale might only enhance its fame. Manhattan street layout, with its distinctive grid pattern, is highly noticeable. However, the presence of Broadway, which intersects with Fifth Avenue, creates an unusual piece of land. New York City is renowned for its ambitious nature, and even back in 1901, it didn't let small and awkward plots of land hinder its progress. The Fuller Company acquired the site in May of that year and enlisted the services of Chicago's Daniel Burnham to design a new headquarters that maximized every available inch of space. Burnham's design was a remarkable 22-story structure made of steel and stonework, known as the Fuller Building. After gaining approval for the design and demolishing several shorter residential and commercial structures, construction on the new tower moved forward swiftly, with new floors being added at times every week. Despite the challenges posed by the unusual site layout, limited working space, and busy New York streets on both sides, construction teams used clever techniques. Taking advantage of a recent change in the city's fire codes, this building became one of the city's early adopters of steel for its structural frame instead of load-bearing masonry. Over 3,500 tons of steel were prefabricated off-site in Pennsylvania and quickly put into place, minimizing the need for on-site storage. Accompanying the steel frame upwards was the building's innovative curtain wall cladding system, featuring intricate terracotta and limestone stonework, which was used to fill and encase the structural steelwork supporting the building's weight. As the Flatiron Building's frame ascended, spectators often paused to witness the spectacle. Unlike many tall buildings that narrow or step back as they rise, the Flatiron imitates a Greek column. Its upper and lower parts are slightly broader than its middle section. The building's sharp top corner is only 2 meters wide, forming an impressive angle of 25 degrees. This design is rooted in Beaux Arts, originating from Paris. Alice Barberg-Alexio, an expert on the Flatiron Building, explained that architects like Burnham and Louis Sullivan were influenced by Beaux Arts, incorporating Renaissance and classical elements into the modern skyscraper structures in America. Engineers meticulously considered the building's aerodynamics due to its sharp angles and proximity to open streets. The steel frame was constructed to endure up to 4 times the anticipated wind loads. However, winds from the north would swirl around the building, creating windy conditions for people on the street. The building's layout led to some unique challenges. Office spaces were compact and sometimes difficult to furnish. The elevators operated using water pressure, resulting in slow movement and occasional leaks, which led to flooding. Nevertheless, this system was preferable to the alternative, a daunting climb up to 22 stories for those aiming to reach the top floor. When it was finished in 1902, there were no joyful celebrations. Instead, the unique structure faced criticism and was mockingly called Burnham's folly. Despite being sold for a meager $100,000 in an auction during the Great Depression, the 121 years since its completion have proven skeptics wrong. Today, the building stands as an iconic symbol of New York, attracting tourists worldwide. While the original site purchased by the Fuller Company in 1902 was loosely known as the Flatiron for a time, the name Flatiron Building has stuck, and even named a district in Manhattan. Over the years, it has housed various companies and retailers. In 1966, it gained official city landmark status, meaning any changes to the building must be approved by a government commission, similar to Grand Central Terminal and the Empire State. In 1989, it was further recognized as a National Historic Landmark. Despite these classifications aiming to preserve its importance, the Flatiron has remained vacant since its last tenants, Macmillan Publishers, left in 2019, triggering disputes among the current owners and future tenants. The disagreements escalated to the point where the New York State Supreme Court ordered its auction in 2023. The building's ownership is shared among Jeff Gural, a prominent real estate figure in New York, the Sorgente Group in Rome, and a few others owning 75%, while Nathan Silverstein has a remaining 25% stake in the property. They intended to buy it back at auction, and that was how they were going to get rid of Nathan. The auction took place outdoors, on the courthouse steps, commencing with bids starting at $50 million. Within around 40 minutes, the situation rapidly intensified when an unexpected and unidentified bidder named Jacob Garlick outbid Jeff Gural, the current majority owner of the building, with a $190 million offer. Considering reports of the building's reduced value following the pandemic and the need for over $100 million in renovations, this development was rather astonishing. However, the story doesn't conclude there. In another strange twist, Garlick vanished. He failed to meet the required time frame for a $19 million down payment and has not responded to numerous media inquiries. You might be wondering how such a situation is even possible. Can someone simply appear at a building auction, outbid everyone, and then disappear? Well, based on the court documents we've reviewed, it turns out that bidders were not required to submit any deposit to participate in the auction. Proof of funds was only necessary after the auction had concluded. This practice is considered highly unusual by real estate experts and seemed to have allowed virtually anyone to join in. Alice, who was present at the auction, mentioned speculations about Jacob Garlick and his connections to one of the building's former owners, Nathan Silverstein. There's a suspicion that something unusual is happening. Some believe that Nathan may have encouraged Garlick to keep raising the price, ultimately allowing Nathan to benefit financially even after losing ownership of the building. Currently, Jacob Garlick's identity and his precise intentions remain a mystery. With no clear owner at the moment, the fate of this iconic building is uncertain. Over 121 years, this building has witnessed a multitude of events in New York, including initial opposition to its construction, the Great Depression, a world war, and significant transformations in the latter half of the 20th century. Now it faces a shift in how cities are utilized. The recent attention-grabbing auction is the latest intriguing chapter in the remarkable history of this landmark. Instead of being its downfall, it is likely to contribute to its legendary status. No wonder the Big Apple has always stood out amongst the big cities in the world. Even its buildings have their own character. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more interesting videos just like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.